Harper Audio presents How to Be Here, a guide to creating a life worth living by Rob Bell. And I'm Rob Bell. I'm the author, so I'm going to read my book to you, and it's got a series of sections to it. So let's start with section 1, part 1, which is called The Blinking Line. Okay, this is part 1, The Blinking Line, and at the beginning of each part is a quote. So the quote at the beginning of Blinking Line is from Alan Watts, who says, "You are something the whole universe is doing, in the same way that a wave is something that the whole ocean is doing." I once had an idea for a book. I'd never written a book. I was a pastor at the time, and I'd been giving sermons week after week, and I noticed that certain ideas and stories seemed to connect with people in a unique way. I began to see themes and threads and wondered whether I could bring them together to make something people would read and pass along to their friends. I already had a job, so I figured the only way to write a book was to hire a stenographer, the person who sits in a courtroom and records everything that is said during a trial, and speak the book out loud in one sitting while he typed what I said. So that's what I did. I stood there in a room and I spoke the book out loud while Kevin, the stenographer, typed away. It took an entire day, and it was awful. Seriously, it was so bad. There was a moment in the middle of the afternoon when I was talking, and suddenly I realized that I wasn't even listening to what I was saying. I had somehow managed to stop paying attention to myself. A few days later, Kevin sent me the typed manuscript of what I'd said, and I started reading it, but it was like a mild form of torture. It just didn't work. It was my words, but it wasn't me, if that makes sense. All of which led me to the shocking realization that if I was going to write a book, I was going to have to actually write a book. Which seems obvious, but at the time was a revelation. I remember sitting down at my desk, opening up a new word processing document, and staring at that blank page with that blinking line in the upper left-hand corner. I wasn't prepared for how intimidating it would be. Other people are writers, actual, authors. And there are lots of them, many who have been doing it for years. I thought about Christopher Moore's book about Biff, the 13th Disciple, and Annie Dillard's line about physics labs, and everything Nick Hornby has ever written, and Dorothy Sayers' words about Trinitarian creativity, and anything by Dave Edgars. I was now going to try and do that. The blinking line on that blank page kept blinking like it was taunting me. There's a reason it's called a cursor. We all have a blinking line. Your blinking line is whatever sits in front of you, waiting to be brought into existence. It's the book or day or job or business or family or mission or class or plan or cause or meeting or task or project or challenge or phone call or life that is waiting for you to bring it into being. An unfinished world. Do you see your life as something you create? Or do you see your life as something that is happening to you? The blinking line raises a compelling question. What are we here for? For many people, the world is already created. It's a fixed, static reality, set in place, previously established, done. Or to say it another way, finished. Which usually leads to the question, what's the point of any of this? But when we're facing the blinking line, and we talk about bringing something new into existence, we're expressing a different view of the world, one in which the world is unfinished. There's an ancient poem about this unfinished world we call home. In this poem, there are stars and fish and earth and birds and animals and oceans, and they're all in the endless process of becoming.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?